Hello everyone. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about Washel's algorithm to find the path matrix in the Boolean form. Now today we are going to discuss about Washel's algorithm, that is the shortest path algorithm, which is also called as a modified Washel's algorithm. This modified Washel's algorithm will tell us what is the shortest path available between the each vertices. If you compare the initial Washel's algorithm, that is in a Boolean form, that will not tell us whether the path indicated is the shortest path or not. So in order to know what is the shortest path available between the vertices, we have to understand the modified version of the Washel's algorithm. This modified version of the Washel's algorithm is also called as the shortest path algorithm. Now let us understand this shortest path algorithm. And this Floyd-Washel's algorithm is also called as a graphical analysis algorithm to find the shortest path in the weighted directed graph with positive or negative edge weights. It also aims to calculate the shortest path from each vertex to every other nodes, or you can say every other vertex. It is also called as all-pair shortest path algorithm. Now, before going into the actual stepwise explanation, we need to understand certain points. First is that remove all the self loops and parallel edges, keeping the lowest weight edge from that graph. This is the first step. Second step is that in a given graph, there are neither self edges or there should be no parallel edges. After that, you write down the initial distance matrix. This distance matrix represents the distance between every pair of vertices in the form of given weights. For a diagonal element, the distance value will be always equal to 0. It means that all the diagonal elements will be equal to 0. For vertices having a direct edge between them, the distance value will be equal to the weight of that edge. If there is a direct path, then the distance value will be equal to the weight given on that edge. For vertices having no direct edge between them, the distance value will be equal to infinity. So these are the certain points you need to remember when you are obtaining the matrix. So this is the stepwise explanation of Washel's algorithm, that is shortest path algorithm. I will come back to this later on, because first we'll understand the Washel's algorithm considering a simple example, and then we'll understand this 1 to 5 steps, what exactly is happening here. So this is a simple example I have taken where there are 4 vertices 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you can see here each edges are given a certain weights. So from this graph, you need to initially obtain initial distance matrix. This initial distance matrix is obtained by considering the different weights given on this edge, and also these points what we have discussed earlier. That means for all the diagonals, element will be 0. For a vertices having direct edge between them, the distance value will be equal to weight of that particular edge. And for a vertices having no direct edge between them, the distance value will be equal to infinity. Considering these 3 points, we need to obtain the index value for this initial distance matrix. Now see here, from 1 to 1 node, or you can say 1 to 1 vertex, there is no self edge, so we write it as 0. From 1 to 2, there is an edge and its weight is 8, so we write it as 8. From 1 to 3, there is no direct edge, so we write it as infinity. So from 1 to 4, there is an edge with the weight equal to 1, so we write it as 1. Similarly, considering all these vertices on the vertical line and the horizontal line, we write down the index value. If you observe here, all the diagonal element will be 0. So this is one of the speciality of shortest path algorithm. Now once you obtain this D naught, that is initial distance matrix, then you need to obtain the consecutive distance matrix, that is distance matrix 1, distance matrix 2, distance matrix 3, and so on. Now to obtain the distance matrix D1, you need to take a reference of D naught. Now when you say D1, you need to consider the first row and first column. This first row and first column, which is marked in the red, will be same as that of a D naught. That means the first row and first column, this first row and this first column will be written here in D1, first row and first column. Now once you write this first row and first column, you have to observe the infinity index value. And whenever there is an infinity index value, that particular column or that particular row will be marked with the same index value as that of an initial distance matrix. For example, if you consider here, there is an infinity. That means this entire column will be filled with the same index value as that of a D naught. Now if you see here, 109 is same. So this 109 is written in D1. Similarly, there is a infinity over here. So this particular row will be same as that of this row. Then there is an infinity over here. So this fourth row will be same as that of a fourth row of a D naught matrix. So, and all the elements, diagonal elements, will be equal to 0. Now what is remaining here is this particular index value and this particular index value. Now let us understand how to obtain this particular index and this particular index. Now this particular index refers to third row and second column. So we have to write D1 of 3, 2, that is third row and second column. So now we have to observe here this particular index value is corresponding to 4 and 8. So we are adding this 4 and 8, we are getting 12, and comparing this value with the value of this particular index in the initial distance matrix. Now if you see here, in the initial distance matrix, it's 3, 2, the value is infinity. So we have to compare with the infinity, and obviously 12 is less than infinity. So we write this, the lesser value, over here. This is one way to obtain this D1 of 3, 2 value. Again, considering the formula which is given in this shortest path algorithm, we can see here this Q of K of I, j, minimum value of Q of K minus 1 of ij, Q of K minus 1 of ik plus Q of K minus 1 of K, j. So by using this formula, you can obtain the same value, that is D1 of 3, 2. So that means this 3 and 2 are nothing but these are I and j value, and this 1 suffix represents k. So we are finding out Q of 1 of 3, 2. Of course, here the notation is taken different. Here we have taken as D, and in this algorithm it is taken as Q. But the value remains the same. Now to find that, using that formula, so we have to find out what is the minimum of D naught of 3, 2, then D naught of 3, 1 plus D naught of 1, 2. So these index values are taken from that previous formula. So D naught of 3, 2, if you see here, D naught of 3, 2, what is the value? D naught of 3, 2 is infinity. So we write it as infinity. Then D naught of 3, 1, D naught of 3, 1 is 4. So we write it as 4 plus D naught of 1, 2. D naught of 1, 2 is 8. So we write it here 8. So then we obtain what is the minimum value of infinity and 12. Minimum value between infinity and 12 is 12. So we write it as 12. So this 12 is written in this particular index. So similarly, we obtain this index value considering third row, fourth column. So we write it as D1 of 3, 4. Now if you see here, this particular index value is corresponding to 4 and corresponding to 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5. Now we have to compare this value with the index value in the initial distance matrix. In the initial distance matrix, its index value is equal to infinity. This is 3, 4. 3, 4 index value is infinity. So 5 is less than infinity, and we are writing the lesser value in the D1. So 5 is written as it is. So this is how we obtain the index value of D1. Similarly, second diagonal matrix represented as D2 is obtained by considering the second row and second column. The second row and second column will be same as that of a D1. If you see here, second row as infinity 0, 1, infinity, infinity 0, 1, infinity, and second column is 8, 0, 12, 2, 8, 0, 12, 2. So this is written same as that of a D1. And next thing is that you need to observe the infinity index value. Now there is an infinity over here and infinity over here. So wherever there is an infinity, as I told you, the corresponding row or corresponding column will be marked with the same index value as that of a previous matrix. So since there is an infinity here, all these elements, all this first column element will be same as that of a D1. Similarly, there is an infinity over here. So all the elements of the fourth column will be same as that of a D1. So 1, infinity, 5, 0, 1, infinity, 5, 0. So what is remaining is this particular index value, this particular index value, and this one. So this one is obtained in the same way as we have discussed here. That means this particular index value corresponds to first row and third column. So we write it as D2 of 1, 3. So this particular element corresponds to 8 and corresponds to 9. So we write it as 1 plus 8. So that is 9, and compare the index value of the previous matrix. Now if you see here 1, 3, 1, 3, the previous index value is infinity. So the 9 is obviously less than infinity. And what we write over here is this 9, because 9 is less than infinity. And we have to always consider what is the minimum value what we get. If you take the formula and try to obtain that using the same way as we have obtained for this D1, you will get in the same way. So similarly, obtain this 0 and 3. I have already written here. So D2 of 3, 3 comes to 13, which is greater than 0. Now see here, 13 is greater than 0, and since this is 13 is greater than 0, we represent it as 0. Why? Because all the diagonal elements, considering the modified Warshaw's algorithm, all the diagonal elements should be 0. So that is why we are writing here as 0, not 13. Then this element refers to fourth row and the third column. So D2 of 4, 3 corresponds to, as you see here, this particular index value corresponds to 2 and 1. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So this 3 has to be compared with the index value of the previous matrix. So this is a 9. So 3 is obviously less than 9. So we write it as the minimum value, that is 3. So 3 is written here. So this completes the D2 matrix. Then third distance matrix is obtained in the same way, considering the third row and third column. This third row and third column will be written same as that of a D2. Now if you see here, there is no infinity. That means you need to obtain all the values marked with the blue background. That is this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Next we obtain D4 distance matrix. In this D4, the fourth row and fourth column will be same as that of a D4. D4 2, 1 refers to this particular index. So this particular entry corresponds to 6 and 7. So 6 plus 7 is equal to 13. Now this 13 again we have to compare with the index value of the previous matrix, which is 5. Now 13 is greater than 5, so we keep the minimum value, that is 5. So 5 is written here. Similarly, we obtain this 4, 7, 1, 4 and 3. This last matrix D4 represents the shortest path distance between every pair of vertices. So this is the final shortest path matrix. So this is how we obtain the shortest path matrix or shorter distance matrix using the Warshall's algorithm. You need to note here certain points. In the above problem, there are 4 vertices in the given graph. So there will be a total of 4 matrices of order 4 into 4 in the solution, excluding the initial distance matrix. And all the diagonal elements of each matrix will be equal to 0. So these are the points you need to remember. So these are the some of the examples for the homework. You can try this at home. Try to solve and get the shortest path matrix using the Warshall's algorithm. So in Warshall's algorithm, we have taken an example in the previous slide and we have discussed how to obtain the shortest path algorithm using the initial matrix and consecutive distance matrix. Now let us understand what are the different steps involved in the Warshall's algorithm. In Warshall's algorithm, a weighted graph G with m nodes is maintained in the memory by its weight matrix called as W. And this algorithm finds the matrix Q such that Q of ij is the length of the shortest path from a vertex Vi to Vj or a node Vi to Vj. Now in this case we are obtaining a minimum value for this function Q of ij. The first step, we initialize the Q, that is, if W of ij is equal to 0, then we set Q of ij is equal to infinity. Else, we set Q of ij is equal to W of ij. This is nothing but we are setting the infinity and the weight of a given graph. In the second step, we vary the k from k equal to 1 to m. Now basically the k will give us a different matrix. For k is equal to 1, it is the first distance matrix, k is equal to 2, it is the second distance matrix, and so on. And this distance matrix we have already seen in the example how to obtain this distance matrix. And based upon this k, we are finding the what are the index value for that particular distance matrix. And the formula is Q of ij is equal to minimum value of Q of ij, comma Q of ik plus Q of k, comma j. So the modified version of this formula is written over here. So this formula we have already used in the example to find the index value concerning the k and ij value. So this formula is repeated for I is equal to 1 to m and j is equal to 1 to m. So this is how we obtain the shortest path algorithm considering the different steps.